For the past 40 years, America's economy has raked the blue-collar white men over the coals, and this actually whittled down the paychecks, and for so many, they saw the gradual devaluation of what it did to most of the economy there. But now they felt that this is time for them to rejuvenate and bring back the American dream on course. Well, joining us from the United Kingdom, in Manchester specifically, is Adeyinka Jegede. He's a social commentator and political analyst. Good to have you join us this evening. Of course, it's still evening there in the UK. How did the news come to you to start with?
Good evening, Channels Television. Well, it's not a surprise to me because even on my wall on Facebook, I've been commenting and I've been analyzing, I've been telling people that Trump will win, even though against all odds everybody started, saying things against that because of, the news has been streaming, from channels, not channels, from the CNN, against Trump. It didn't actually come as a surprise to me, and to be honest, I'm very happy the election turned out the way it is, and I'm happy for the American people and for the whole world at large.
It was something you must have seen that others didn't quite see, for you to have given him that support and believability he was going to emerge victorious. Could you share that with us?
Yes, what struck me actually is the anger that the Caucasians, the white people in America, have been harboring, for quite some time. But because of political correctness and the way the system, the establishment has, has been designed or had been designed, because it's going to be redesigned now, they just couldn't come out, to speak. And the way they behave. I live in the UK. I know the way they carry on, the cultural, the way they do things, in their culture. They don't speak out like that. But in hushed tones, there's been an anger, on the background because of immigrants coming to their country to Tokyo, especially the extremist Islamic, extremists who have been troubling the American people for some time, and how would I put it now? The establishment had actually been supporting them and in not wanting to offend these people. And the Americans do not want it. For once, they now have somebody who could boldly, speak up, and that's the reason why they supported him. And that's exactly what I saw before I started, supporting Trump.
For some others, they think this is the U.S. own Brexit. They have voted for a yes for the American dream, for a yes to shutting down outsiders and even troublemakers, as you highlighted. And you still think it's the right move in the right direction, isn't it?
Actually, in the UK, when Brexit, the election was coming up, I actually didn't support it. I wanted the UK to stay in Europe. But we later discovered that, the elderly people from the 50s and above wanted them to go exactly what has happened to the United States. I read one of the former diplomats, United Kingdom people, who said there are hidden votes, people who didn't speak up, in the polls while the CNN and all the other media houses were doing their polls, that there were hidden votes, which took me to research, and I actually discovered that there are people who just laid back, until the opportunity presents itself for them to win the election. And last night, it wasn't a surprise to me when the results started coming in. So there's that overriding anger of the people of the United States that has taken, the forefront now that we see as Trump winning the election.
Now look at this. The acceptance speech of Mr. Trump has totally changed all what we know about Trump. Is that any surprise? Because if you look at it now, he's more calm, he's cool, collected, and is talking about unity.
Exactly. You wanted to, I mean, he's a president of everybody. You're the president of young and old. You're president of women and men. And whatever, you know, whatever is caught in between, that is presidential. The whole reason saying is not presidential. That is very presidential. And I really commend him, for that. I know a lot of people, didn't want to vote for him, didn't like him because of the immigration issues, which I have said, and I repeat, that there are levels of, there are levels of procedure before they can get, to a situation where immigrants, about 11 million of them are chucked out of the United States. It's just not that easy. They'll have to go to the House of Representatives. The Senate have to approve it. The Justice Ministry, some of them might come from behind. This is not anywhere. This is not America. Some might just come from behind and say, okay, the Justice Ministry will now accepting this. That will drag on for some time. So it's not that immigrants will leave America like Trump has said. It's just he just has to win this. He just has to win the minds, of the white people in America, which is exactly what he just did.
Well, I think that's some kind of relief for some people. But if it's looking at the speech again, I'll give you a quote now. He said, "I mean that very sincerely. Now it is time for America to bind the wounds of division, have to get together. To all Republicans and Democrats and independents across this nation, I say it is time for us to come together as one united people." Talking about the healing process, how soon are you likely to see that, knowing full well that it was really, really heated and divisive all the way?
Well, we'll sit back and watch to see, and sit back and relax and see how that statement comes, to be true. And I believe the way the Americans do their things, they would come back home and heal their wounds. Trump is not an overly bad person, like people portray him. He's been there. He's been in business for many years. He's employed many people. He's fed many immigrants working for him. He knows how to do it. He's done deals and he's won deals. And I wonder how people cannot see, these things. They just believe the man is bad, the man is not fit to, for purpose and everything. This is a man who is a billionaire. He's not a billionaire. He didn't become a billionaire overnight. He borrowed money from his father. He went on and he did his business and, and he built Trump Towers. Not one, not two, not three. He just finished building one in Washington, D.C. And I just don't understand how people cannot see through this gentleman.
All right, I think Jagede, I think a fine place for us to say many thanks for speaking with us. I think Jagede, a social commentator and a political analyst, he joined us from Manchester in the United Kingdom. From all his talk, there's an African and Nigerian who is a strong Trump supporter. Well, we'll take a moment, and when we return, we'll be looking at, or rather, I'm looking at my time now. I just realized that I think it's fast spent. I actually thought I had more time. But I'll leave you with this, knowing full well that the Republicans won more seats in the upper and lower chambers. We have to let you see all of that, and for some, you can see that Republicans have 51 seats, the Democrats 45 seats. But in about 2 years from now, when they go back to the polls, if traditionally Americans would want to see the same party the presidency and, of course, the Senate and the House of Representatives. So we're likely to see a change here in the next couple of years when they go to the polls. It's a wrap on the show. Perhaps you recall that we did talk about those who were predicting, and there you have it, the monkey who gave Trump a kiss from the photograph, predicting Trump being the winner. And I did make fun of this monkey, but today it's apologies to the monkey because the monkey is right. I'm Sulaiman. I'll let us see you again tomorrow.